Good afternoon, everyone. Today, in the series of the technical sessions under the Interdisciplinary Faculty Development Program on Emerging Trends in Administration of Criminal Justice and Forensic Science, we have entered the second module, Technical Session 5th, the role of forensic science in the determination of evidence. The veracity of evidence is one of the very important factors in the culpability of an offense. To determine the same, forensic science has been evolved as one of the very major fields and has taken its relevancy to a very impactful manner. And to deal with this particular subject, we are having a person who is totally connected with the field and which is a man who is having a complete practical knowledge with regard to the forensic field. Dr. Gayasuddin Khan. We welcome you, sir, for this technical session. Dr. Gayasuddin Khan is a forensic medicine expert and currently serving as a joint director at UP State Medico Legal Cell, Lucknow. He has completed his MBBS degree and later qualified as MD in the field of medicine. Now he is pursuing his PhD in forensic medicine. He has delivered lectures in numerous conferences and seminars at university, national, and international level. Also, he has published numerous research papers in several national and international journals. Being a member of the Forensic Institute and the visiting faculty in Judicial Training and Research Institute, he is having a valid experience in the field with regard to the forensic science. Sir, I request you to kindly render your insightful knowledge for this particular topic, that is the of forensic science in the determination of evidence. Sir.
Shukriya, thank you, Dr. Seema. Actually, it's my pleasure to share my knowledges, practical knowledges as well as theoretical knowledges to you people with the law people. Forensic science is the oldest science of all sciences. If you go in back in Testament and in Quran also, the first case occurred in heaven when Eve has given one bite to apple and there was a dental print on the apple, and that dental print was a identity, was an evidence that she has given bite to the apple. And after that there are so many incidences, but Archimedes, when he was told to give the opinion about the crown, gold crown of the king, the then king, he gave the opinion. The common word is eureka, and he was the ancient forensic scientist. Forensic science, I'm not going to discuss the history of forensic science, but at present, it is the science which keeps us uh, very alert. Suppose why I am telling like this one. Today's crimes are robbery, burglary, murders, sexual assaults, explosives, bomb assaults, fraudulent, alcoholism, and age fraudism, paper fraudism. So, all in these cases, we need the evidences from forensic science. And forensic science, it has got 64 branches nowadays. 64 branches. Luckily or unluckily, we have established one forensic science university in UP, that is the P%, but unfortunately, that has given the name institute. It is not an institute; it was a forensic science university. They planned. I was the man who did everything for that one. When I was in forensic science laboratory as a joint director, in all crimes, every crimes, just you take one example, हमारे एक बहुत ही अच्छे कलीग हैं, उनके घर में 2022 में दिसंबर में एक ताला टूटता है. देयर इज a theft, and thieves have what taken, they have taken only cash and the metallic ornament, gold ornament. Police has searched everything, they have not found the thieves, but that person is the forensic scientist. Forensic scientist is the postgraduate in forensic science. You know how he tracked the theft? In his CCTV camera, there was a time of 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. रात का 2 बजा हुआ है. He tracked, there was a tempo, लिखा हुआ उस पे पीछे में यमराज की सवारी. That fellow just got the number of tempo. From number, he found the name of the owner, and from that owner's name, the address was taken. He went to the address, owner's name there. वहां जा करके वो देखता है, what he saw कि the tempo is standing before his house. और by this simple forensic evidence like CCTNS से गाड़ी का नंबर, गाड़ी का नाम करके, और जो 3 चोर थे, 3 thieves, they have been caught by the Vikas Nagar police. During the investigation and interrogation, they revealed कि वो 35 जगह चोरी किए विकास नगर में, बट इसी में पकड़े गए. 12 लाख रुपया, so many gold have been recovered from those people. जो हमारा फोरेंसिक साइंटिस्ट था उसका भी सामान मिल गया. So the simple evidence in CCTNS camera revealed the crime. Here in forensic science, at present the most developed science, we have got tools of evidence collection like CCTNS camera, narco analysis, lie detection, brain mapping, blood stain collection from scene of the crime, fingerprint, and in question documents where the signature is given fraud. Nowadays the full of cases, there is imitation of signatures. लोग दूसरे का साइन करके रजिस्ट्री करा ले रहे हैं, घर पे कब्जा कर लेते हैं. तो उनके सिग्नेचर को मिलाने के लिए फोरेंसिक साइंस लेबोरेटरी में एक VSC 100 कंपैरेटर होता है, और उससे we match it. The simple thing is that fake currency. This is also discriminated in FSL by the evidence putting in the report by the forensic scientist. In voice, you know, there is a mimicry of voice. People make mimicry, or there is true voice. There is a recording of voices. The video recordings are there. So why I am discussing all those things? Because we have got 64 branches of forensic science, that is forensic anatomy, forensic toxicology, forensic pharmacology, forensic anthropology, forensic medicine, cyber forensic, uh, DNA typing, forensic serology, forensic biology, ballistic, forensic psychiatry, forensic psychology. So there are 64. I don't want to count on tips, but things are coming. When I went in FSL in 2010, I was not aware. As a doctor, as a MBBS graduate and PG medical graduate, I was knowing only autopsy and medical legal examination. But luckily, when I went in Mahanagar FSL State Forensic Laboratory, I learned how the evidence are there and put. One story in Hindi I can narrate. कानपुर से एक केस आया, 60 लाख रुपए की फर्जरी हुई थी, चेक पे साइन किया हुआ था, और जिसका साइन था, ही वाज ए आईएएस, एन आईएएस, ही वाज कॉल्ड इन द लेबोरेटरी, ही सॉ द चेक, उन्होंने देखा और कहा कि साइन तो मेरा ही है, साइन मेरा ही है, लेकिन मैंने किया नहीं। तो हम लोग, आपका साइन है और आपने किया नहीं है, ये कैसे हो सकता है? जबरदस्त बनाया है। देन वी टोल्ड, ठीक है, आपका सही बात बोल रहे हैं, आपने साइन नहीं किया है, हमारे पास उसका प्रूफ है कि आपने साइन नहीं किया है। तो उन्होंने कहा, नाउ ही इज रिटायर्ड आईएएस, कहा कि जरा दिखाइए। एक्चुअली दैट सिग्नेचर वाज स्कैन, तो स्कैन करने वाला ग्लास पे कर लिया, तो जिस ग्लास पे किया उस पे डस्ट के पॉइंट्स लगे हुए थे, एंड दोज डस्ट व्हेन इट वाज केप्ट ऑन द बिग पर्दा, तो क्या हुआ कि ये बड़े बड़े फुटबॉल की तरह दिखाई दे रहे थे। तो कहा गया कि देखिए ये आपका स्कैन सिग्नेचर है। तो उसका जो स्कैनिंग का एविडेंस हुआ वो सिग्नेचर नहीं है, वो दैट इज द बॉल, डस्ट बॉल लुकिंग ऑन द स्क्रीन when there is projection. So you see how far we have advanced to find out all those things. Like that, I will just discuss evidence collection in narco analysis. What happens? The person is telling, I have not committed any crime. The police or the IO, he is also agreed, sir, there was one method before narco, have the police, Marco, माने मार के पूछती थी, but this is now डाल्डा युग, and all criminals have become very weak, not like Sultana Daku, they will not reveal. So police has stopped beating and hitting and asking the facts. So narco, you will say, what is the role of narco? Narco is that sodium pentothal, that is the truth serum, is just injected. The, the suspect is on semi-conscious state, and here the role of forensic psychiatrists, forensic psychologist observed. He or she on the table where the suspect is lying, they pre-made questions asked, and you know, this evidence, this audio evidence or visual evidence, because in narco what happens, we are recording in the another room what the statement, what is the activities going on in the OT where the suspect is put on the table, and he tells everything, he narrates everything. I have done 400 narcos in my career in UP, in FSL. What he describes, he tells all thing truth. Even what was not to be told, he tells or she tells. So, like this, the medically we collect the evidence, and you know, in narco analysis, the facts which is collected in the narco cell, it is the lead in the investigations. in so many cases, CBI what does, जब किसी से कुछ पूछना होता है तो सीबीआई उसको नार्को के लिए ले जाती है दिल्ली। मैंने भी सीबीआई के केस किया है लखनऊ में, एक केस था जोधपुर ट्रेन कांड का। तो उसको जब पूछना है, फैक्ट्स को पता लगाना है, एंड 150 200 100 क्वेश्चन रखा हुआ है, दैट इज द एविडेंस कलेक्टेड and that is the lead in the case investigations. Like that, the lie detection, it is also an evidence collection, because the blood pressure, respiration and pulse, they are simultaneously monitored, and question is put where there is doubt, where the person does not want to reveal the fact, there is fluctuation in these things. So the lie detector officer or the lie detector scientist, he or she can tell here is the things are hidden. So this is the evidence collection. Now you see, I mean blood, where there is a blood shedding in body crimes, what happens? There is blood shedding. हमारा जो ब्लड है, हमारा जो खून है, वो हमारी पहचान है। अक्सर लोग गांव में, शहर में, खानदान में कहते हैं ये हमारा ही खून है, हमारा ही खून है। तो पहले हम लोग मजाक उड़ाते थे, बट नाउ जब से प्रोफेसर लालजीत सिंह ने डीएनए को इंट्रोड्यूस किया इंडिया में, इंडियन जुडिशियल सिस्टम में, द दिस प्रोवर्ब इज रियली राइट, because our blood is our identity. If the blood is there, the DNA can be फाइंड आउट कि इसका है, मेरा है तो मेरा डीएनए का अलग पैटर्न होगा। लेकिन ये डीएनए का पैटर्न अपना होना, दिस इज द माइक्रो एविडेंस इन क्राइम इन्वेस्टिगेशंस, वेरी डेंजरस थिंग। You might have heard ND Tiwari case also. His son was uh, confirmed by DNA typing. But what the things I'm going to tell you, in all body crimes, there is a exchange of microcellular structures, epithelial exchange, fluid exchange. Our DNA tissues, they are shedding by tears, by sweat, by semen in male, and blood is the best source of evidence of identity in any crime. हम जब क्राइम सीन पे जाते हैं, when we go, we find there is a blood stain. This may be of the victim, this may be of the suspect. अब वो एविडेंस, द ब्लड स्टेन और ब्लड ड्राई और वेट इज लाइंग ऑन द सीन ऑफ क्राइम, दैट एविडेंस कलेक्शन is must. So the forensic scientist is trained how to lift these evidences, these liquid evidences, dried evidences, micro evidences, and they give the, you cannot change the DNA of the person. If the blood has been lifted, पहले क्या था कि उससे ब्लड ग्रुप देखते थे, बी पॉजिटिव, ए पॉजिटिव, ए नेगेटिव, बी नेगेटिव, ए बी पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव, ओ, बट that was the vague determination. Nowadays, the best evidence from blood is the DNA of the person. In all sexual assault cases, in POXO cases, what we collect as an evidence, that is the exchange of epithelium or DNA cells from suspect to victim and victim to suspect. So here as evidence, what we find at the scene of crime, hair, follicular hair, this will have the DNA of the person, sputum, saliva, it will have the epithelial cells and DNA of the person whose saliva is there. So what happens in DNA typing in sexual assault cases and evidences collection? The best source from the dead body. What I'm going to discuss you from the dead body. Dead body is there, then an unknown body is there in the scene of crime. The forensic scientist will collect the blood of the deceased, or in the autopsy house in the mortuary, the doctor who is conducting autopsy will collect the 5 ml of blood from the dead body, because postmortem blood and menstrual blood does not clot, so they are not using EDTA. The blood is collected, the identity of the dead is preserved. Somehow what happens, there are some bodies mutilated, dismembered, petrified, and you know there is no blood, no blood. So the best thing to identify as an evidence of identity is the one molar tooth. We have in past uh, seen cases from Maharashtra. Indrani Mukherjee's daughter case was there, when one tooth from the jungle of Madhya Pradesh was exhumed and the DNA matched with her mother. It was the big evidence. She was buried there, and still Indrani Mukherjee is behind the bar. So, in other step of evidence collection, if the blood is not there, tooth is not there, so only one long bone, that will be the identity of the evidence of the identity of the person. One long bone, that is the tibia, fibula, radius, ulna, femur, humerus, sternum. And apart from these things, our hair, follicular hair, root hair is very rich in our DNA material. If minimum hair required for DNA configuration is 5 hair, only 5 hair are collected, we can configure the DNA of the person. So in identity, you see how much there is importance for these hair, follicular hair or root hair. And finally, any tissue that is in the weight of 5 to 15 gram, that is taken from the body of the unknown corpse, and that will be preserved as the identity of the corpse or dead body. After that, you come to ballistic. Nowadays it is the era of ballistic, rocket attack, missile attack, gunshot, and bomb blast, explosives. So in all things, what you see, there is a kinetic missile attacking human being, human community, and there is a lot of crimes are committed. In ballistic, from the scene of crime where the crime has been committed, what we have to collect as a forensic scientist, what should be collected and preserved, apart from the dead body, there is cartridge, there may be bullet, there may be wires, there may be firearms, because somebody who has discharged himself and keeping the firearms in his hand or in her hand, is a cadaveric spasm, the firearm is in his hand. Because one case I have seen in Lucknow, there was additional SP of and ATS. He just discharged himself, committed suicide, and we saw the pistol was in his hand. And you know, in all these mechanical cases like firearms injuries and firearm murders, firearm अगर किसी ने मारा तो क्या है, what is the way to collect? You will get bullet. That bullet is the DNA of the weapon. That bullet is the DNA of the weapon. And how to collect that sample, which is very important. If the bullet is there, it should be lifted by rubber forceps, because when the bullet is discharged, the barrel gives some a fixed ridges striation on the body of the bullet, and that is called fingerprint of the bullet or thumb impression of the bullet. If you will discharge thousands of bullets from that weapon, the same striation will be found. So, in lifting the bullet from the scene of crime, the rubber forceps should be applied, because if you are applying the metallic forceps, the striation will be disturbed. Then, after the cartridge, wires, all are collected and they give the evidence. They are the evidence to confirm the firearm weapon, which firearm weapon has been used, because you know the caliber of the bullet, millet, pellet itself describe what types of firearm has been used. In explosive, you see, we find out what type of explosive has been used. It is either only shora nitrate, or it is PETN, or it is glycerine or glycate. So many. So from the scene of crime, there is explosion, but the evidence of these explosive materials we can collect and give the evidence that this was used. And आए दिन हम लोग देखते हैं कहीं भी टेररिस्ट अटैक होता है, कहीं भी एक्सप्लोशन होता है, तो वहां से फॉरेंसिक की टीम जाती है and they collect the residual, the gunshot residual too is there. That's why in crime investigations, the forensic science tells what to be collected as an evidence, because this is scientific evidence. In the court of law, when these evidences are put, the judiciary accept as a truth, because they cannot be changed, they cannot be framed. After that, you see, one evidence I will discuss you people. If you have seen one people drown in water, and that water is full of jalkumbhi, if the body is taken out from the water, in the feast of the victim, we see some jalkumbhi plant is still grabbed by his fist. That proves when he was immersed in the water, he tried to hold something, not to be drowned, but fatality is there. He has grabbed what? Jalkumbi is there. There is no support not to go inside the water. So this is called cadaveric spasm, and that only evidence the person before death antemartum was holding the jalkumbi in his hand. Like that, you see in alcoholism, ethyl alcohol or methyl alcohol, both are consumed by common people, but commonly ethyl alcohol is used, and methyl alcohol is very toxic, so they are used accidentally or by cheating by some alcohol producing people. Ethyl alcohol Somebody has taken alcohol, wandering in the market, wandering in the office, wandering in the on the roads, or wherever they are going. There is one scientific instrument, breath analyzer. They put the breath analyzer, the alcohol level comes in the machine. If the punishable limit is crossed, he or she is behind the bar or punished, because that is also an evidence collection. The breath analyzer is a machine to collect the evidence of ethyl alcohol. The methyl alcohol, when the people have consumed, this is called hooch, and the blood is collected from the consumed people, analyzed for methyl alcohol, and that is also the evidence collection. You see how it is there. We are collecting the evidences. After that, I will discuss forensic odontology. The adult male or female, they have 32 teeth. After attainment of age of adult, that is the 18, these teeth are found, and whenever there is a requirement, there is a medical examination to estimate the age of the person, dental age is also considered, whether the person is having 32 teeth or not. This is also forensic evidence. And you know, if there is a crime, somebody has got dental bite on the body of other, actually, on in cases of you can sexual assault cases, the odontological mark, dental mark is fixed. Or if you go in the deep, there are evidences, forensic evidences. One is the print of bite mark that is fixed for every person. Suppose I am just biting a fruit, suppose one apple, my mark will be in a pattern. If you will bite for 100 times, the pattern will be fixed. In case of sexual assault cases, in sexual assault cases, what happens? Uh, the suspect or culprit, it takes a bite on the body of the victim. The bite impression, teeth impression, is lifted by the forensic odontologist or dentist. But this bite may be mismatching with other people. The depth in the bite's base, the saliva of the suspect is there, that is lifted first. That will reveal the DNA of the suspect. If the suspect is caught by IU, the DNA, that is called control sample, will be matched by the saliva that is lifted from the tooth bites base, and after that there is no way to be acquitted, because that's permanent evidence. We have got two evidence. One is the bite mark, but in the base of the bite, we are getting the saliva of the suspect, and that saliva how they are how and
Due to certain technical glitch, the session has been abrupted. We would be continuing it as soon as the expert rejoins.
Sorry for the interruption due to the bad net. uh, we have disconnected. सुनाई दे रहा है?
जी जी सर, जी सर, एकदम।
ठीक है,
आप
कंटिन्यू
प्लीज
करते
कंटिन्यू
हैं।
करें जी।
तो कहाँ थे हम? यहाँ थे कि भाई अगर टूथ बाइट्स है, बाइट मार्क में बेस में जो सलाइवा जाता है, ट्रांसफर होता है सस्पेक्ट का, that is rich in his DNA too, and we can not only can we take out that saliva, that is the DNA of the suspect, and in my career I have given the opinion about 15 to 20 cases for tooth bites and collection of DNA sample. Cheloscopy, footprint, also the big forensic science evidence in confirming the act, in theft, in murders, in so many cases. Therefore, in modern era, nowadays, the forensic acoustic and cyber forensic, they are the providing big evidence in crimes investigations. Simply, suppose I'm delivering some lectures before you from Ashbag State Medical Legal Cell. My mobile phone is here. So if someone IO is interested to locate my position, my location, by just simple mobile number, he will trace, the tower will show that I am here with my mobile. This is the location of the person. Before switching over to other things, I will discuss one case in Gorakhpur, in Shahpur Thana. There was a heinous murder of four people, four family members, three females and one kid. In 2016, we went on the crime scene to collect the evidences. There was sexual offenses there. Autopsy was conducted in Gorakhpur Medical College. We have collected the biological fluid evidence like buccal swab, nipple swab, nail scrapings, pubic hair combing, and V swab, and the control sample of the victims. आगे क्या हुआ कि जो कल्प्रिट था, इट वाज द ब्लाइंड मर्डर, पुलिस ढूंढती रही, नहीं मिल रहा था। उसने ये गलती की कि वो उसका एटीएम कार्ड जो घर की मालकिन थी उसको लेके भाग गया। अब यहां से हमारा जो साइबर फॉरेंसिक का कमाल शुरू होता है, वो ये होता है कि वो आदमी गया बस्ती जा करके एक दूसरे आदमी को एटीएम में भेजता है और उस कार्ड से कुछ पैसा निकाला जाता है। पुलिस उसको रडार पर रखी थी। पता चला कि साहब बस्ती में वो पैसा निकाला गया उस एटीएम नंबर से जो कि वहां से गायब हुआ है। पुलिस जाती है, उस आदमी को ट्रेस करती है। वो बताता है कि साहब इस आदमी ने हमको ये कार्ड दिया था, और जब तक पुलिस उसके रिहाइश पर पहुंचती है वो भाग जाता है केरला। अब पुलिस को पता है कि कहाँ जा रहा है, बिकॉज कि उसका मोबाइल बता रहा था नंबर कि कहाँ जा रहा है, जहां जाए ट्रैक करते जाए। धीरे धीरे आगे वो, और ड्यू टू दिस साइबर फोरेंसिक्स techniques, police has arrived to him, he was caught, and now he is behind the bar for those four murders. Another case I am discussing, there was one case in Kalidas Marg. They killed the girl, she was minor, and taken her mobile to Barabanki. रिक्शा वाले थे, वहां ले जाकर उन्होंने मोबाइल जैसे ही खोला, पुलिस को मिल गया लोकेशन कि साहब यही है, दिस इज एविडेंस, दिस इज फोरेंसिक एविडेंस, और जाके उनको पकड़ डाली। पकड़ने के बाद सारी चीजें हुई। ये बहुत बड़ा केस है, अगर कोई नेक्स्ट लेक्चर मिलेगा कभी शेयर करने का तो आई विल शेयर दोस थिंग। लेकिन सिंपली द मोबाइल वाज टेकन बाय द कल्प्रिट्स in Barabanki from Lucknow, or by the means of the cyber forensic technique and evidence collection, police has arrived to the culprit and they have been caught. फिर उनका lie detection हुआ, फिर उनका नार्को एनालिसिस हुआ, फिर जो पोस्टमार्टम हम लोग किए थे केजीएमसी में, तो जो भी एविडेंस कलेक्शन हुआ था उनके कंट्रोल सैंपल से, कंट्रोल सैंपल इज अ नोन सैंपल, उनके सैंपल से भी मिल गया बिकॉज दे हैड कमिटेड सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट। एंड यू सी द फोरेंसिक एविडेंसेस दे पुट correctly in the court of law, and the result was that they have been executed, punished to life imprisonment. Then cyber forensic, it is a tool for the police. आप रात भर बात करते हैं किसी से, नहीं करते हैं, किए कि नहीं किए, आना जाना रखते हैं, आपका पुलिस तुरंत जिस दिन एफआईआर होगा उसी दिन आपका सीडीआर निकालेगी, कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल रिकॉर्ड, और निकाल करके वो देख लेती है कि साहब आप कितनी बार बात किए। आप बोला मैंने नहीं बात किया, तो फिर ये क्या है, और आगे, और आपका मोबाइल मिल गया। आई हैव सीन इन एफएसएल मोबाइल से जो कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग है, आपको याद होगा बदायूं में देयर वाज वन केस इन 2014, दो डेड बॉडी आम के पेड़ पे लटकती हुई मिली थी। तो वहां जब लटक रही थी तो एक लड़की, दो लड़कियों की लाश थी। एक लड़की के गले में हरे रंग का दुपट्टा था और दूसरे लड़की के गले में लाल रंग का दुपट्टा था। देयर वाज ए बिग मीडिया क्राउड, 140 मीडिया अराइव्ड। ये हुआ कि उनके साथ सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट करके या उनको एक्सक्यूज मी टांग दिया गया। आई वाज द मैन हु वेंट टू द सीन ऑफ क्राइम। तो हम लोग क्या किए कि फॉर एविडेंस कलेक्शन, यू सी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, हम लोग आसपास के जो बागीचे थे वहां ढूंढ रहे थे बैठ के। तो एक पुलिस अफसर बोले कि यहाँ क्या ढूंढ रहे हैं? हम बोले जो डेड बॉडी है उसके सर में यूकेलिप्टस का पत्ता लगा हुआ है। There are the leaves of eucalyptus stick in the hair of the victim. तो सर आम के पेड़ पे on the mango tree, how these eucalyptus leaves have come? हम लोग जो ढूंढे यानी सर्च, तो 400 मीटर दूर एक छोटा सा बाग था that was full of eucalyptus and mangoes. वहां पे सरसों का, जब सरसों निकाल लेते डंठल रखा हुआ था और उस डंठल के पास एक डंठल में हरे रंग के थ्रेड्स थे और दूसरे वाले डंठल में लाल रंग के थ्रेड्स थे। और दो थ्रेड्स मैच्ड विद द threads of the dupatta of the victims, those were hanged on the tree. It proved that the victim first went to that छोटा garden, then to come to here in the बड़ा garden आम के पेड़ पे लटक गए। और फाइनली जो हमारा ओपिनियन बना कि they have been sent there, they have been tortured there, and they come due to social fear. There were illegitimate things there, and they hanged self, and the whole case was shut down because there were nothing like a lust murder. Lust murder means sexual assaults and murder, and by, you see, by simple the thread of the dupatta of those victims, they correlated their movement. Like that, in hanging cases, in strangulation, in lynching, what happens? The ligature material is found on the top of the roof, on windows, on trees, and the person who has hanged himself. Here we get two types of evidence collection. One is the collection of ligature material, and that ligature material which is collected from the scene of the crime, sometimes we get very nicely, very fashion design, but sometimes it is cut so it may divert. To confirm the evidence, it is sent to the physics, forensic physics department. Whether the weight of the victim can tolerate, can be tolerated by the ligature material or not. And if the person has hanged himself or hanged by somebody, there is hanging, there is elongation of the materials of the ligature material. Because why? Due to weight, they are elongated. And it is evidence collection in the forensic science laboratory in the Department of Forensic Physics. Second one, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग आई एम टेलिंग यू कि एक नाक का कील डायमंड का अगर कोई पहना है and somebody has taken and recovered from the pocket of somebody, and she is claiming that this is mine, and he or she is claiming not this is mine, you know how it will be confirmed? Because most of the people what they take from the shop, उनका रिसीट फेंका जाता है और कोई उस पे ऐसा मार्क नंबर नहीं है कि वो इन्हीं का है, बिकॉज लेकिन नाक तो इन्हीं का था और नाक से जो निकला किल उस पे जो गंदगी जमा होती है उससे अगर डीएनए निकाला जाएगा तो दैट डीएनए विल मैच विद द ऑनर्स डीएनए. And by this simple collection of evidence we can affirm this belongs to she, or what the lady is there or girl is there. So this is forensic evidence collection, a very simple connection. Nowadays we are working with touch DNA. Touch DNA is a very big evidence. Suppose I have just touched my mobile and I say I didn't touch, लेकिन हमारा DNA ट्रांसफर हो गया. In the way of investigation and collection of evidences, if first is the fingerprint नहीं है कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, but my touch DNA will be there, and there is very in short period we will get this touch DNA configuration that is very helpful in our crime and criminal investigations by the police, by the court of law, by any means. So in criminal justice system, the forensic science has got all tools of evidence collection, preservation, confirmation, laboratory test. In you see, in toxicology, what happens in forensic toxicology? The person dead body is there in the mortuary. The autopsy surgeon writes no antemortem injuries, viscera preserved for toxicological examination. अब क्या होता है भाई, viscera is sent to FSL and the FSL gives report aluminum phosphide पाया गया. Aluminum phosphide is not commonly found in the human body, and if it is found, the sign and symptoms of ammonium phosphide will be found in the dead body of the person. But the finding of aluminum phosphide in the viscera of the victim itself confirms that he or she has taken aluminum phosphide, because aluminum phosphide is 99.9%, approximately 100% is suicidal poison. And this evidence gives the lead that the person has committed suicide. It is not the homicidal activity. You see how much helpful this simple forensic evidence collection and determination, detection in the crimes investigation. So, as a doctor and forensic scientist, I just tell you that we have got in every activity forensic science evidence and collection in the court of law, presentation, and these are very much helpful. We should promote. Government has told, Mr. Amit Shah has told that we need 92,000 forensic scientists in future. Today I saw one report from UPFSL has come. We have got 1,342 vacancy in 3 months for forensic scientists in UP, because we have developed 18 forensic science laboratory, and each FSL has got 16 branch of forensic science, and every forensic science laboratory what they do, they are helpful for the collection of evidences. They are called forensic evidences. And those evidences, they are coming to laboratory, there is analysis, there is result, and there is punishment. The court, the judges, they are just to test the food and tell whether salt is more or less. They are not cooker. So these forensic science evidences are the greatest tool to in the court of law to prove, to confirm, to affirm the crime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, uh,
G.
so there are certain questions of the participants since
Why
it's a
not?
faculty development program. So, if you permit, kindly I can narrate them if you are willing to answer, sir.
नहीं मेरा नंबर ले लो दे विल आस्क ना इतना तो
नहीं
बता दे
नहीं
तो
नहीं
चार
सर,
बज जाएगा
सर बस थोड़े दो क्वेश्चन बस डील कर लेते हैं
हाँ बताइए
इफ यू परमिट. अच्छा सर, एक क्वेश्चन तो है कि इन इंडिया वेदर टॉक्सिकोलॉजी हैज डेवलप्ड एज अ रेलेवेंट साइंस एंड पार्सल ऑफ द फोरेंसिक साइंस कंप्लीटली.
Yes, it is the part of forensic science, forensic toxicology, and it has got fully developed in all forensic science laboratory of world, not only in India. In UP, we have got 18 toxicological analysis center in 18 divisional center. जो भी हमारा वो है डिवीजन है जैसे आजमगढ़ गोरखपुर बनारस. So every division has got one forensic laboratory, and we have got toxicology analysis. In KGMC, they are doing clinical toxicology analysis, but in FSL, we are doing forensic toxicological analysis.
Okay, sir. Sir, opinion. Next question, sir. Opinion of experts under Section 45 of the Indian Evidence Act has been in various cases held to be treated with extreme caution. So, why that extreme caution is to be taken if it is an opinion of expert?
Actually, the opinion of expert of the from the forensic science laboratory, what I am telling you in the FSL, the FSL never provides any opinion virtual. They are tested and then they are giving the opinion. So they are tested opinion under section 293 and 294 CRPC. This is admissible in crime in the court of law.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hopefully,
Welcome.
the entire participants have taken a good amount of knowledge and they have considered the relevancy of the forensic science in this emerging trends of the administration of criminal justice. Thank you, sir, for your valuable time.
Thank you very much
We are indeed
and best of
grateful.
luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.